Here we are in the middle of summer, and my hope is that you've just enjoyed a wonderful Civic long weekend and you've had some R&R. I'm going to recap the numbers for the end of July, as I always do in the month of August, to give you a sense of where we sit. We're going to get to market stats in a minute, but most of you can guess we're in the downshift of these summer months right now. So not a whole lot of exciting stuff usually happens in the summer markets, but the reality is some of the information I'm going to give you, you probably could have figured out yourself from looking around in your neighborhood. The days on market are swelling. In the month of July, they've gone up from 20 days to 24 days in July, and they're up 40% from year over year. Why does that number matter right now? It matters because it's a number that becomes more and more normalized as we move through the summer months. Things take a little bit longer to sell, or a lot longer in some cases, and a lot of people are away, and the buyers are really reduced to about, I'm going to say about 20 to 30% in the month of August. So we'll probably see that days on market swell again in the month of August. Prices back in June 2024, if you remember that update, were $1.162 million roughly, and now we're just sitting just barely above 1.1 million at the end of July. So as days on market grow, we start to see more deals being had and prices come down a little bit as buyers negotiate. It's super common nowadays to see things selling conditionally, and a lot of listings will hit an offer date, if there is an offer date on them, and you'll see they'll miss the mark and they won't sell an offer date, and you'll often see relists, very common at this time of year. Total transactions right now for the month of July were just under 5,400. They were close to 6,200 at the end of June. So again, no surprise as people really just downshift and focus on holidays, time off, time away from work, extra long weekends, whatever it is, but real estate isn't top of mind. We have more inventory now than we did last year at this time. It's up almost 20%, but I can tell you we're sitting somewhere just under 16,300 homes in the month of July that came to market, and that was 17,964 in the month of June. So inventory's gone down a little bit, which is again quite normal. Not a lot of people come to market at this time of year to sell their homes. Most people like to time that with either the end of the school year or the beginning of the school year. So right now, not an ideal time. You're going to see inventory swelling in every single neighborhood. If you haven't seen it already in your neighborhoods, homes are taking much, much longer to sell. You'll see the for sale sign sitting out there, or repeat open houses are quite natural right now. There is one thing that's on everybody's mind. We've heard it in the news the last couple of days and the last couple of weeks is stock market and global markets. What is happening across the oceans? What is happening across the border? And how is that going to affect us? So I'm not an analyst, I can't tell you exactly, but I have a hunch that in September, we're probably going to have to see more than just a quarter-point adjustment. So if you disagree, or if you have your own thoughts about it, I'd love for you to respond to this newsletter and tell me what you think. But I think we are going to have to make more than a quarter-point adjustment, and hopefully that will actually stabilize things for families who are having a hard time getting by, and also create some momentum for buyers to get back into the market so we can see some normalization in the Toronto and GTA market wide. If you're thinking about doing something this fall, I don't want you to be intimidated or nervous about the numbers I've just rhymed off. What's really important is to watch what the rates announcement in September is going to do, because that may allow you to take your place in line to hit the market running and ready. But as I've said for the last 6 months, price and presentation are so important, price being paramount. You've got to be priced right, or you're going to sit and sit and sit and sit. And it's not the price that we necessarily think. The buyers are going to tell you the price. Buyers are controlling this market and have for a very long time. We might see a shift into a small seller's market come this fall if the Bank of Canada will cut more than a quarter point. That's my personal prediction. And that might be a really good time for some of you who don't want to spend another winter in your house shoveling the driveway, shoveling the walk, or just dealing with the worries that come with living in a home throughout the winter. If it's your time to sell, then this might be a ripe opportunity for you, depending on where you live, what product you have, and what your next strategy is to move from your current home to your next home. As always, we would love to help you. We would love to support you to make a plan that is uniquely yours to allow you to be successful. One thing I want to leave you with, this fall, the Othen Group is going to be hosting an incredible downsizing seminar, not just for seniors. Some of you might be wondering, is this exclusively seniors? It's not, but it is really amazing and useful for seniors who are contemplating downsizing and their loved ones. But it's just good for anybody who wants to go from the big house to the smaller house, or from a big house or a small house to a condominium. If you're thinking about transitioning or downsizing and you're overwhelmed by the thoughts of decluttering, the finances behind it, or the legalities, or just have a lot of real estate questions that you have not been able to ask in an environment that is conducive to asking questions, well, I'm going to tell you, On October the 3rd, you're going to be able to ask us anything, and you're going to be able to hear from amazing, knowledgeable experts in our industry to help support you in deciding whether a downsize is right for you and when it's right for you. You want to watch your email because we're surely going to be sending an invite to everybody watching this update, and we would love to see you there at our offices at Don Mills and Lawrence on October the 3rd.